everybody, hi. This is us, and we are here for people like us, which means we're here for ourselves. Okay.
And for the audience.
And for the audience, okay, for people like you. I am Brett Jolly, in case you didn't know who I am, and sometimes I may not know who I am. And my co-host here, Tony Love Trower. You guys can give her a hand.
Thank you.
We'll hear you through the screen. And of course, we also have our guy. We actually had him before with his two sons, which was a great interview. We had a beautiful time. Now we got him by ourselves. It's a great thing. I want you guys, please, to give a hand, if you can, to the thing, for Stan Davis Sr. Yeah. Party over here.
Well, if I can correct that, because it doesn't say senior anywhere on my birth certificate. But so many people ask, are you senior? And I say, no. My son is the bootleg. Yeah. So, yeah, the original.
Oh, I like
Okay.
that.
Yeah.
That's a good thing. We have Stan today as an independent. We had a great time with, of course, with his two boys. Really good interview. And now we get a chance to get him by himself. And it's a beautiful thing because there's a lot of aspects to what you do.
Well, I would like to think that I'm more than just
A pretty face?
one-dimensional.
Okay. That's all right.
Yeah.
Okay.
As a musician, retired musician, I like to think that the things that we do make a difference, but not just from one perspective. We did the last session with my two sons, Stan and Steven, and both of them are working musicians. And when I hear other musicians say, "Oh, yes, son is a great musician," I always like to respond by saying, I'm glad to know that he's a good musician, but as a father, I'd like to know that they're good people.
Oh, I
it makes
love
a big
that.
difference. It makes
Very,
a huge
very
difference.
nice. Very sweet. And it's true. And they are good people. And you did a good job.
I think Mom would take most of the
Oh,
credit.
well, okay.
That's interesting.
Yeah. You guys did a good job with them.
And was mother, did she play an instrument?
My wife actually sings and plays the piano,
Oh.
but my sons would probably listen to this and say, I don't recall, because she really shies away from the spotlight musically.
Well,
Okay.
they still got talent from the both of you. You know what I mean? It's like in the blood.
Yeah. Well, we branched out. As you know, we now have a nonprofit organization because I guess in part I've always been a teacher to a degree, but when I first went into college, I went into college with expectations on being a computer programmer. I wanted to do computers, I wanted to do coding, I wanted to do all the aspects of computer and computer relations. And God had other plans for me. Yeah, so this whole music thing goes way back. As a matter of fact, it goes back, into my childhood days. But as I became a young adult, one of the first bands that we hooked up with was Hot Property. And Hot Property, I had one of my proteges, Mr. Johnny Croom.
Yes.
Johnny
Him.
was our drummer. Let's see, on guitar and on bass was cousin Benny Pierce. Later on, we got Colt Younger to come in on guitar, and many people know Colt as a keyboard player now.
Yeah.
But Colt is a very accomplished guitarist. And
Wait a minute, because I haven't talked to him in a good while. He's off of keyboard now? He's on guitar now?
no, he started on guitar and gravitated
Okay.
to keyboard.
Gotcha, okay.
Yeah. Back then, he and Kent Barnwell, firefighter Kent, and they were our guitarist and bass player. But we just had a band and we were doing our thing. Our vocalist, Miss Lenora Whitehead, let her rest in peace. But we did a lot of things, and one of the times that we went up to a spot in 52nd and Walnut, the Hollywood Palace.
Yes.
And we had a whole van full of equipment, and the manager there, Al Brown, Said, no. You can leave all that equipment. Just come on in, plug your guitar into this amp, use the drums that are up there. And the only thing they didn't have was a keyboard on the stage. So I took my old heavy Fender Rhodes and set it up on the stage, and they let us do a set. And when it was all over, the house band that was there was the East Coast Band. And Chubby Brown, my mentor, Mr. Chubby Brown, he asked me, hey man, you guys breaking down, you want to like finish the night with us? And so I left my keyboard set up while the rest of us broke down after our set. And little did I know at the time that Chubby would get my attention, and I would end up doing less and less work with Hot Property and more work with East Coast Band. But in truth, Chubby Brown taught me so much stuff. He taught me the difference between singing and playing versus entertaining.
Oh.
Gotcha.
He said you can sit there and play a song and people will sit there and listen. Or you can go ahead and rock the house and start a party and invite your audience to come into your space. So that was really like a learning curve for me.
You know, that's an interesting story because, you know, and I've had this discussion with other people. All right, let's give a prime example. Luther Vandross was a great singer.
Yeah.
James Brown was a great entertainer. In your opinion, who would most people pay money to see?
Oh, without a doubt, the Godfather of Soul.
The Godfather of Soul.
All day long.
And he screamed and hollered till his lungs gave out.
And danced.
But he performed like crazy. You know, and Luther was definitely a better singer.
By leaps and bounds.
Okay.
But entertainment is entertainment.
Right.
There you go.
And the Godfather of Soul knew how to make the audience come to its feet every time.
Yeah. So is it for a good performance? Is it just important to be able to just go by singing, or what else do you need to do to have a great show?
To have a great show is to be able to, in my opinion, is to be able to establish and set the atmosphere.
Okay.
It's just simple. It's as simple as that. We're going in here. Are we going to have a good time or not? I don't know. Let's see what the atmosphere is like.
Gotcha.
So that's what the club owners are doing. They're going to ask you as a band or as an artist to come in, set the atmosphere, and establish a mood that the people can come in and soak in and enjoy.
Okay. So does that entail like dancing as well, choreography? What or does it really make a difference? I mean, like, you know, a show is a show. But
Well, I think it's a matter of your personal choice. You may be a singer and dancer. You may be a stand-up musician, and I may just be a poet.
Right.
You know, one never knows.
Okay.
I guess whatever the entertainer brings there to the show. Like an entertainer should know what their I guess what act is, right?
Well, yeah.
And then bring that to whatever show it is.
Well, a large part of it is definitely understanding that as a live musician, you can't take yourself too seriously. And what I mean by that is if you want to really get serious, go in the studio.
Right.
Get every note as perfect as you want it to be. On stage, everything doesn't have... I have made some horrendous mistakes or bloopers on stage that ended up turning into fun.
Right.
Really?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly, and that's a lot of the things that we bring that I think people enjoy to whatever we do. You know, is that we're going to go out here and we're going to have some fun. We might make a mistake. I walk onto the stage, trip over a chord. Let's like all laugh together. You know,
That's
you
right.
know, and the audience generally likes our corniness or whatever, or on top of terrific music, and we try to give good vocals as well, you know.
Have you ever had a situation where you found that you had to laugh at yourself?
Every week.
Many times.
Every week.
Oh, yeah, that's a part of it. But you know, not that I'm putting down getting serious and going in the studio. This guy was one of my first producers, as a matter of fact. And I don't know whether you might remember, we did a jingle for the Bench Bar Conference and Exposition, which was a bunch of lawyers and judges that were having a big thing, and they called me and asked me to compose a jingle for them.
Wow.
And I went out to B Jolly Studios and he did his magic in the studio on the boards, and when we came out, we looked like gold. We looked like gold. It was wonderful. It was my first time going to pick up the check, because I knew I had to pay you your cut.
It's important.
You get the elevator up to the 32nd floor, I believe. You got to get off the elevator, get a second elevator to go up to 50.
No way.
Man.
Yeah, you had to have a special pass for all of that, and it was just something. But we did the Bench Bar Exposition. This was back in 90, I think it was. Yeah.
Really?
Wow.
It's kind of interesting, because as time goes by, you try to remember everything that you've done. And I don't know how difficult it is for you, but I know it's difficult for me, because people say, "You remember when you did this? You played for my wedding," and I'm like, "Yeah, sure I did. I turn to her and I wink, and I'm like, "I don't know who this person is."
That's right.
Yeah. Do you have that problem?
Well, I haven't done as much as you.
Oh, listen, you've done a lot, man. Come on now.
No. Actually, there are a lot of things that I don't always remember.
Right.
Yeah, I did play your wedding. How's the wife?
Oh no.
Man, we got rid of each other years ago. Sorry.
I knew it was coming.
Yeah.
Well, that happens. It is what it is.
Oh goodness. So now you've dedicated yourself to your nonprofit. Tell us about that.
Well, our PMMC music program, that's what it is. It's the PMMC music program, and the call letters actually stand for the Philadelphia Multicultural Music Center for Nonviolence.
Ooh.
We are using music education to reduce violence in the community, and our program is geared toward school-age kids, primarily from low-income households. If I were to say more, I would say that we strongly feel that it's better to try and reach the children using music as a tool to try and get their interest before the streets grab them. Because before you know it, and see, I got all this snow on my chin now, like this guy.
Yeah.
And I know that at my age, I can take a nap. And now little 8-year-old Johnny is now 18. And if we as a community, as a society, if we've done nothing to pour substance into his young life, by now little Johnny, like I said, he's a young adult now. He's got bass in his voice and an attitude in his heart and hair on his chin. And you said, where did the time go? But now the streets have claimed him, and now he's trying to make his money in the back alley on the side streets.
Gotcha.
Where all you really need to do is sit down at your piano or open up your guitar case and pull out your instrument and play. And believe it or not, you do it well enough, people will pay you to do something that you enjoy enough where you normally would do it for free anyway.
Wow. Okay.
Very true. So I see there's a lot of instruments in this room. I see acoustics, I see electric, I see some violins, upright bass, keyboards. So all of the children that come here, they have an opportunity to learn a lot of different instruments here.
We, at last count, had 27 different instruments. Now keep in mind that several instruments may come from the same family, the string family, violin, viola, cello, bass, but we'll count them each individually. So we have that many instruments here, but still we promote that all music theory begins at the piano. We want to start them at the piano, teach them the black and white keys, teach
Okay.
them their sharps and flats and majors and minors, and let them go from there.
Oh, I
Absolutely.
think that's a great start, really.
Yeah.
And it helps them get used to reading music, like and music, some music theory. I guess I don't know what it's called.
Yes, that's exactly what it's called.
So yeah, and I think that's a good foundation to start, and then move towards other instruments. I think that's great.
I don't know why, but for some reason or other, I keep thinking about that song. I feel like it originated from here. Like they made the song "Rubber Band Man," put a the string between his toes and started playing, and that wasn't.
I remember the song. That's the Spinners.
Yeah, the spinner. Yeah. It seems like it could have got started here.
Well, I see the upright bass. I see two of them. Are they the same?
Actually, they are not. The two upright basses, we use one for what's called pizzicato playing, which is just plucking your string, boom, 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 boom. And then the other one's for arco, which is more orchestrated, which is using the bow.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
So now you can use a bow on either one. However, the way that they're built and the entire makeup is particularly one for pizzicato and one for arco.
Okay. Wow, that is really great.
Now this is not just something that I'm, oh well, he's so smart, he just knows stuff. No, we've been doing this for a while. Our music program originated in '08. So we are in our 16th year.
Beautiful.
The COVID pandemic did us a nasty blow and stopped us from doing live in-person classes, and we shut down, but we immediately converted our live classes into private lessons, and we quickly took the private lessons and turned them into internet lessons using Zoom,
Beautiful.
Google Meet,
That's cool.
things of that sort.
So you were able to adapt then.
As we watched a lot of businesses and organizations close their doors, many of them permanently,
Yeah.
we were able to make an adjustment and continue on. And this year, 2024, was our very first year going back to live in person, what we call our annual spring recital.
Wow.
Oh, did that pass? Where did you?
Yes, my
Well,
home.
spring, obviously.
Yeah, my home church is Bible Way Church of Mount Airy, and my pastor is affiliated with PMMC Music Program. He's a member of the PMMC Board of Directors, and they allowed us to come into Bible Way Church and use that venue for our spring recital.
Beautiful.
We had the great, I call him the voice of the Delaware Valley, the great Mr. Jerry Wells, formerly from WDAS-FM.
Oh, yeah. I know Jerry.
Yeah.
Good friend.
And he lent us his voice and used that to do a lot of what
He's got a great voice too.
the promoting our program. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And he's got a lot of great ideas as well.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
good voice, great ideas. There's a gold mine with that guy.
Jerry's the guy. Jerry's the guy. I feel like I should reach out to him and get some money from him.
Hey, shout out to Jerry
I'm
Wells.
sorry, Jerry.
He'll be looking for his check.
So if somebody wants to get in touch with you for their children to come and take classes, how would that work?
We have two ways of doing it. We have our classes, which we're glad to say are back and fully effective right now. We do an 8-week session at a time. We're right now in the first of the 8 weeks that we've resumed. So today is a Monday. So Tuesdays are the days that we do it. We're doing it from, it's a 1-hour class from 5 to 6. That's done 8 weeks at a time, and then there's also the private lessons. But either way, you can contact PMMC. Our website is www.pmmc4kids, yeah, the number 4, .org. But in addition to that, we have our YouTube channel. On YouTube, you want to hit PMMC Music. not just PMMC. We found out the hard way that PMMC will take you to the Philip Morris cigarette manufacturer, something
goodness.
that we don't want to associate with.
Yes.
So when you go to YouTube, type in PMMC Music, all one word, and look for us. You'll see pictures. Some of us is showing our kids performing or showcasing their abilities. In addition to that, we did for a little while what we call the PMMC Music Money Game Show.
Oh, that sounds interesting. What is that?
Well, I kind of just spun off an idea watching any and everything that was on TV, and we said the PMMC Music Money Game Show, where contestants use musical knowledge to win cash prizes.
Oh.
Hey, and here's your host, Stan Davis. And then I would turn around and say, yes, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. And holding down my little fake applause and everything. But we would go through asking 9 questions, and 9 questions only. We asked the kids a musical question, you answer it right, and each time you answer the next question correctly, you will double your winnings until you get to the last prize, which the grand prize was $250.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, you answer question 1, you win $1. Number 2, you double it to $2. Number 3, correctly, would double it to $4, to 8, to 16. We take a quick commercial break. We come back and say our contestant has $16. Then you get a next question, 32, then 64, then 128, and then the final question would not double, but if you get it right.
Wow.
But if you get anything wrong,
You blow
you
all
lose your money.
Oh,
And
you start at 0?
you started with the first question, you win $1.
Okay.
But as you go forth, we're going to continue to ask. It's on YouTube, so you be sure and check it out,
that
folks.
Sounds fun.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. As a matter of fact, because you only win $1 and then $2, it's like a slow start. But when you start seeing them start to build that little kitty or their tally, that's when you get to saying,
Oh, wow.
this kid needs to know their stuff, because each question gets increasingly more difficult.
And you originated this, right?
Yeah.
Oh, sounds like
That's
so much
that's a
fun.
beautiful. Okay.
So they'll be going home and taking a
Studying.
look at the PMMC Music Money
We're gonna
Game.
call it-
I'm
this is
going to
it.
open up my music theory
There you go.
and pretend I'm 13.
Yeah, you'll love the questions.
I'm going to come on and pretend I'm 13. I'll put the
I'm
pigtails
going.
on
I'm
and-
going. Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna call it in, shave off my mustache and beard.
Just put some
And-
grease in
and
for me.
they'll
Suck
think-
my
they'll
thumb.
think he's a 3-year-old.
Yeah.
But keep in mind now, we have our little hooks at music program for kids ages 6 to 16. Music program for kids ages 6 to 16.
Oh, that's great. Okay. We're almost close to that time. I want to find out, since we're on this subject, did anybody go all the way to the end and blow the last question?
Oh.
We've had some that blew a question, but not the last question. If they
Really?
got up
Okay.
to question 8, then they would know
They were
question
the
9.
winner. They're the winners.
No, not they're,
I mean, they won.
they're not automatically a winner.
But they won.
If you've gotten this far, then you should probably know number 9.
Okay.
If you don't know number 9, then number 8 was going to kick you. And number
Gotcha.
7.
Okay.
I do have a
challenge.
question. This is a very important question. Since you are a nonprofit, is there would you accept donations? Do you accept like help? Music instruments? Is there anything that you're found that you need?
Yes, and yes. We are always soliciting support. We're soliciting financial donations through our music program. We most of the instruments, not all, but most of the instruments that you see have been donated to us.
Really?
So
Okay.
yeah, so we go through. Now there's only a couple of things that at this point in time people will call and ask, would you like an acoustic piano? We do not have the storage ability to put 4,
Acoustic
5,
piano.
or 6 pianos or anything that size like a harp. We don't have a tuba. So these massive size instruments,
Yeah.
but
They
still,
take up a lot of room.
yeah, we want you to look us up because PMMC Music Program, everything on that YouTube channel has our contact information. But for you, you can always contact us, PMMC Music Program. Our number, 215-514-6220. That's 215-514-6220.
So that means somebody needs to call in and offer you some studio space.
They also, you need to call in and say, hi, how can I get my child in the PMMC
that
Music
too.
Program?
That too.
There you go. And you got it from Stan Davis himself. A great guy, great friend, great musician, and all of that stuff. And we want to say, since I guess we're basically up to that point, this is people like us. You know, this is designed to bring the world closer together through interaction, education, and knowledge of each other.
Excellent.
That's my co-host, Tony Love Trower. Of course, this is Stan Davis. Everybody should know him, and if you don't know him, well, you're looking at this now, so now you do.
Yeah.
Now you do.
Now you do. As usual, we're going to give last words to everybody. Tony, you got anything you want to say?
Yes, I do want to say, if you like what we're doing here, if you want to see more, please like, subscribe, and share the video.
There you go.
Excellent.
Stan Davis.
I just want to know if I can say happy birthday to my wife.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's important if you want peace in your life.
Well, this coming weekend is her birthday. She has no idea what I have planned for her.
Oh.
So I won't spoil it.
We won't put this out before this weekend, then, all right?
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to
There you
what's her name?
My wife's name is Althea.
Althea.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Althea.
birthday.
From all of us.
Yes.
You know, by the time you see this, you'll be like, it's already been done, but that's okay.
Happy birthday, Miss Davis.
There you go.
Aw.
All right. And my name is Brett Jolly. We want to thank you all for another great episode of People Like Us. We have ourselves a ball as always. We want to change the world one voice at a time. All right. On behalf of all of us, we'd like to say thank you very much, and we will see you next time.
Next time.